With every new hero release comes the inevitable question, should you play it? Should you invest the time to learn the new character and add it to your hero pool? Well, the answer really depends on you. Your feeling with the hero and his kit, your favorite role, your desire and availability to expand your hero pool, etc. I can't answer for you, but having played him a bit on the PTR and after studying what pros, streamers and YouTubers had to say about him, I can tell you what I will do and why. So in this video, we will first look at how strong Baptiste will be at low ranks. What does he bring to the table and how useful will he be in the lower tiers? How difficult is it to master him and bring value to your team? And how good can he do compared to other support heroes? Then we will go over the pros and cons that you should weigh before deciding if playing him. The new hero perks and the bigger picture perspective on the yes side, the time investment needed and his probable lack of efficiency on the short term on the no side. And finally, I'll tell you if I will play Baptiste or not next season. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Hey guys, my name's Alex and I'm on a Grandmaster journey. Can anyone reach the top tier of Overwatch? The answer in this series, with weekly updates, gameplay reviews and study sessions to follow my baby steps towards Grandmastery. So if you're interested in my progression and in learning with me how to get better at the game along the way, consider subscribing and clicking on that bell icon to make sure to be notified of all my future content. It's difficult to say if Baptiste will take a comfortable seat in the meta. The community seems to agree on his value and the important plays he enables, but will he be better than an Ana, for example? Not that it matters much to us, to be honest, because as we always claimed on this channel, what works at the highest rank of the game doesn't always work in the lower tiers. What's meta is not most of the time what normal players, what the majority of players in ranks, will and should play. Take Goats for example. It has been the meta for more than 6 months now. But who can really run that composition in Diamond and below? So if Baptiste suddenly becomes the best support according to pros and top 500 streamers, we, regular players, shouldn't get too excited about it. That's actually a general rule of thumb for any meta change or strategy in my opinion. And for Baptiste in particular, low ranks players should be extra careful in using him because his kit is not as straightforward as it seems, and because he requires quite some skills to be useful. As Jeff Kaplan said, he is considered a main healer, as an alternative to Mercy, Moira and Ana. But his 2 healing abilities, his splash healing alternate fire and his regenerative burst, are easily wasted. Let me show you why. Baptiste biotic grenades provide 60 health points to every teammate in an area of effect of 3 meter radius. So you're like, cool, I can hit multiple targets at the same time and do more healing than any other healer. Except that most of the time you will only hit 1 target. Those 2 bots are in the grenade radius. I can heal them at the same time. But how many times in low ranks your teammates are staying that close to each other? And if you land your shot on one of the bot, the other is out of range and doesn't get healed, while Moira can easily touch both of them from different angles with her biotic grasp. Yes, she has to stay closer to the action, but again, the further you are with Baptiste, on the high ground or way at the back for example, the more chances you have to miss. Arcing projectiles require good geometry and movement predictions. So, while Ana hitscan rifle allows her to heal target from afar, don't think that you will be able to heal that Genji with Baptiste. Even pros will struggle and won't probably even try that shot. Much more efficient is Baptiste's regenerative burst. He can potentially output 900 healing points in one go, if the whole team is in range and if they are low enough or getting low while getting healed. There are a lot of ifs again, and it will be so easy to waste some resources here. Using the ability too early, there won't be much healing to do, using it too late and your teammates might die before they get healed. Actually, Lucio does that job better with Amped Up. It heals the same amount, 150 HP, but in 3 seconds against the 5 seconds of Baptiste. Its range is wider, 12 meters against the 10 of Baptiste, Its cooldown is 3 seconds shorter, and there's a visual indicator to know how many teammates are in range. So Amp It Up is better at area of effect healing on all aspects, and by far. But what we know already from Lucio is that it's not that easy in low ranks to get a high value out of this ability. So many Lucios use it only to save themselves, and it will be the same with Baptiste, and probably even worse, since he can't even heal himself over time like Lucio does. So in my opinion, thinking that you will be able to heal a lot with Baptiste in low ranks is an illusion. Especially since his kit is otherwise oriented on dealing damage and killing, and his ult embraces that philosophy. I believe we'll see a lot of Battle Baptiste and not many main healer Baptiste in low ranks. But to be fair, Baptiste's supportive value has to come from two things: the amount of damage he can deal and the use of the immortality field. But again, for both, you need skills and knowledge to be effective. Skills because the biotic launcher main fire is probably the most difficult weapon to use out of all the supports, if not out of all the heroes. There are 3 reasons for that from my testing. First, the damage fall-off that decreases your bullet's damage starting from 20 meters. Then Ana and Lucio's weapons don't get any fall-off at all. Second, the 3-round burst damage type that actually mitigates the hit scan value of a weapon, since even if the first bullet hit, the second and third can still miss. If a target moves fast enough, or if you move your crosshair, which happens a lot when people flick to targets, keeping the momentum after they fire. Finally, the third thing that will make Baptiste's primary fire so hard to master is the weapon recoil. Baptiste's crosshair moves up as he fires, shooting if untouched, the second and third bullet higher than the first one. If close to the target, the impact will be negligible, but the further you are from the target, the bigger will be the distance between bullets, and thus making it pretty hard to hit the enemy's head with all 3 bullets from afar. Lucio's gun has no recoil, by the way. Now, if you add all those parameters, it means that to maximize his damage output, a Baptiste player needs to be within 20 meters range of his target, aim at the head, and hit the 3 shots while actively compensating for the recoil. It's as hard to do consistently as it sounds, I think, especially in the midst of a heated battle. All I wanted to point out is that Baptiste's primary fire is actually harder to use than it seems, and its value decreases a lot from the kind of range that a healer who enjoys taking the high ground would have. And that's probably not the most difficult part of Baptiste's kit. Using properly the immortality field and his ult, the amplification matrix, requires a lot of practice and knowledge. Game sense is key. Without a very good game sense, both those abilities will probably go to waste most of the time. The immortality field is a game-changing ability according to the community, and it surely opens a lot of possibilities. But to get the most value out of an ability which has a 20 seconds cooldown that can be destroyed or hacked and that requires good aim to land at the right spot, you surely need a lot of practice and knowledge. Same goes for the amplification matrix, which is, in my opinion, the weakest ult of the support category at low ranks. It doubles the damage and healing your team does shooting through it, but it doesn't last long. It's quite small, and you still have to land your shots to have any impact, right? So at low ranks, where accuracy is not that great, where teamwork and grouping up not that frequent, and where communication is neither common or efficient, I doubt that those 2 abilities will prove themselves more impactful than most of the other supports ones. Baptiste is, from my perspective, a high skill ceiling, low skill floor hero, meaning he doesn't bring value instantly and require a massive amount of time to master. So should you play him or not? There are a few main factors one should consider before investing time in a new hero. First is obviously, how do you like the hero as a character, as a tool for your climb, how does it feel to play him, how comfortable you are with his weapon and movements, etc. Then how well the hero will do in your games. Depending on your rank, your skills, how effective will he be and how well he will fit in your usual compositions. And finally, how difficult it will be and how much time it will take to get to a level high enough to get positive results with him, assuming that you are willing to put the time to learn a new hero, that is. In my case, I don't think Baptiste will easily be a strong asset. My aim is not good enough and my game sense still lacks polishing. It would take me a lot of time to train him and to get decent at him before reaching a level where I could say he will be more valuable than Mora or Lucio in my hands. But he's a new hero, so with average stats, even without real impact on a game, I might get important performance SR bonuses, but I definitely wouldn't get with any other hero. Also, it has to be confirmed, but with enough time, he might be a very strong character in the highest tier of play. So playing him now would be like preparing for the future, mastering the use of an important hero for whenever I will reach Diamond Plus ranks. On the other side, since he is hard to master and will take a lot of time to play him efficiently, I should expect my win rate to drop a bit, and therefore my climbing to slow down. Overall, like I said, there are legit pros and cons to add Baptiste to your hero pool, and it's really up to you to decide if playing him or not. Unlike Brigitte, which obvious advantages made her a must pick for some time, Baptiste is more balanced and challenging. So in my case, since I'm not that familiar with the kind of game sense Baptiste requires, and not that trained at hit-scan weapons, and since I'm already playing two healers, Mora and Lucio, and already dedicating a lot of time to improve at certain heroes in order to climb, I decided to not invest any time in Baptiste. If you think it's a mistake and I should play Baptiste, don't hesitate to tell me why in the comments below. Also, if you have any argument to oppose to my reasoning on Baptiste's abilities and you think he will do very well in low ranks, I'll be more than happy to discuss those questions with you in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave it a like. It helps me know that I'm on the right track with this series. And if you haven't done it already, consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon to follow my journey to Grandmastery and be notified of all my new content. And here is the most helpful comment of the last video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember lost is, lose SR, not your mind. Tip of the day. There are plenty of tips and tricks guide for Baptiste on YouTube. Make sure to watch them all and to practice enough before joining comp with him. In general, learning a new character takes quite some time. It's even more true with such a difficult hero to play like Baptiste. So train enough if you want immediate results.